Nonso, I have told you, I am tired of living this type of life, of not making money for myself and not living as free and as classy as I want, Chioma shouted. Nonso said, "But sweetheart," Chioma interrupted, "stop sweethearting me. That's what you keep doing and blocking my growth and freedom." This exchange happened between Nonso and Chioma late at night. What brought this husband and wife quarrel about? Many years ago, Chioma was a beautiful young girl and had a very good friend called Kamsi. They went to schools together, even attended the same university. Their families knew them as inseparable friends. They did most things together. If you want peace with Chioma, then never offend Kamsi. If you want peace with Kamsi, then never offend Chioma. They were that close. On campus, they toyed with the idea of dating and marrying twin guys. Well, they soon graduated from the same university and spent some 4 months at home waiting for national youth service. While waiting, they got a small job at a large supermarket as product representatives. Soon, their call-up letters came out and they were posted to different states. Chioma was sent to Cross River State, while Kamsi was sent to Abuja, Nigeria. They didn't communicate much during this period because Chioma was sent to one remote place that has occasional phone network to teach during the 1 year. Kamsi faced the same thing too because she was teaching in a village near Abuja which had little or no network. Chioma fell in love with a young man who was freshly out of school and trying to find his feet in business. He is called Nonso. Nonso loves Chioma and was ready to marry her immediately after her. He didn't have much but had big dreams that he matched with diligence in work delivery. He always wanted to be his own boss. Chioma got a job in Enugu where Nonso was, and she was well paid. So with her earnings, she was able to support Nonso as he kept working on his dream business. Soon they had 5 children, 3 boys and 2 girls. One day, Nonso got a call. A device he had been working on and submitting to different motor companies had been accepted by a big motor company in Germany. And this means a great breakthrough. Nonso is to represent the company in Enugu as a managing director. The motor company set up an outpost to manufacture the particular device in Enugu because the raw materials are sourced from a village in Enugu State. Changed for Chioma and Nonso and their kids. They had more than enough. They lived in a beautiful, luxurious house and drove beautiful cars. Their children attended the best school in Enugu. Nonso then discussed with Chioma that since he was making more than enough money, she should stay home to take care of the kids and the family. He said, "Chioma, sweetheart, you have suffered enough working to support me and our young family. It is time for me to take care of you, please. You can see we have more than enough. Also, I'll give you double that your salary monthly." Chioma gladly accepted, and the next day she went to the office to put in her resignation letter. She worked till end of month and stopped. Life was just good. They were all very happy. Chioma's friend Kamsi, on the other hand, married a very rich man who had businesses all across Nigeria and beyond. He was often flying from place to place in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. He was very rich and he was a womanizer. He had side chicks in different places. Kamsi had 3 children with him, but he would still bring in women into their home, and he would beat Kamsi should she try to challenge him. Life was just tough for Kamsi. Marriage was anything but sweet for her. One day Chioma went shopping in a big mall with 2 of her older kids, and she looked up to see Kamsi picking something from a shelf in the shop. They hugged each other, excited that they met again after over 10 years. Kamsi said, "How have you been, Ne? I can see you look really good. Your kids too." Chioma said, "I'm very good. I'm very, very good. How about you?" They exchanged phone numbers. Kamsi soon visited Chioma and was shocked at the opulence she saw. Chioma is living in enviable luxury. Kamsi began asking questions, prying Chioma to talk about herself and her husband. Kamsi asked, "What's your relationship with your husband like? We lost touch and I couldn't check in on the guy you married. Biko, tell me about him. Oh, is he treating you well? If not, you know I will fight him." But seriously, trust me, I mean it. I have always been protective of you. You remember? Chioma relaxed and opened up. Talked a bit about Nonso and how God has blessed the work of his hands. Soon, Kamsi had to leave. In a few days, she came over again. Her own house was uncomfortable and she secretly envied Chioma. She asked, Chioma, why don't you have a business of your own since your husband has so much money? I don't get it. You were smarter than this. You have now descended to a level I hardly recognize you, in spite of all the money your husband has. I can't believe this of you. You've gone so low, Chioma. Chioma said, Kamsi, you can see I have 5 children, and my husband said it's better I stay home to take care of the kids and look after the home. Kamsi said, So you just get stuck at home? You don't see anyone and no one sees you? You hardly go out except to buy groceries? Now wow, which kind of dull life have you signed up for? Or does it chase women? And if you come out, you would get to see or hear about him and his side chicks? Now wow, Chioma then said, but he gives me more than enough money. What am I looking for again? Business is for making money, but I have money. Kamsi pushed. You have money? Okay, no wahala. Let's see how it goes. While they were talking, Nonso called and told Chioma that she should get dressed, that he was coming home shortly to pick her for a special dinner outing. Kamsi's stomach churned with envy, and she left before Nonso arrived. They went out as planned. When they came back and went to bed, Chioma said, Sweetheart, I want to own my own business. Nonso said, but don't I give you enough money? Chioma said, it's not just about money. I want to be able to do things and go out and enjoy some freedom instead of being stuck at home day in, day out. I am bored. I need some fresh air, please. Nonso said, I really don't know what has suddenly come over you. If you want more money, I'll give you. But going to set up a business when you have our kids to care for is not exciting to me at all. Kamsi knows that Chioma is home most of the time, and she came over after a few days and continued from where she stopped last time. Did you talk to your husband about what we discussed? Chioma said, yes, I talked to him, but he refused to give me money for business. I want to own a boutique, my own boutique. Kamsi said, that's easy. He gives you a lot of money. Save the money up and go ahead and open a shop for yourself. You are a rich woman and nothing and nobody should be able to stop you except you allow him. Chioma did exactly that. In 4 months, she saved up enough money and was able to rent a space and stocked her shop with beautiful clothes for classy women. Nonso was very sad and very disappointed that Chioma could start running a shop without his knowledge. He knew that this was a slap on his face, but he endured it. Kamsi was happy that her plans were working, so she would go to Chioma's shop and gist with her on how to deal with Nonso. Soon Chioma started coming home late. Many times, she would forget to pick the kids from school. Cooking became a big stress for her. Nonso decided to hire a nanny who took care of the home front. Also hired a driver to pick the kids to school and bring them back from school. In the bedroom, Chioma started another one. Each night she would use "I am tired" to stop Nonso from touching her. Kamsi made out time at least thrice a week to go to Chioma's shop to talk to her, pushing Chioma against Nonso because she, Kamsi, wanted Nonso. She tells Chioma how great her own husband is. Meanwhile, things were really bad for her and her husband, Chekwas. They fought almost daily, and Chekwas's business had failed. Money became scarce for him, and that affected even food in their home. One day, Chekwas came home and kicked Kamsi out of his house. Kamsi rented a small boy's quarters room somewhere and was operating from there. Meeting with Chioma was always in Chioma's shop, and she never thought of going to see Kamsi in her own house. Kamsi kept scheming. From Chioma, she learned where Nonso went regularly. One place was a sports club which he went once a week. So Kamsi positioned to meet him there. One thing led to another, and soon she met him. She said her car had an engine problem and the mechanic hadn't yet fixed it. So Nonso gave her a ride to some false address close to her house. He dropped her in front of a beautiful house. They exchanged numbers and started talking. She was nothing short of sweet, and Nonso was loving it all, especially since Chioma was becoming absent in his life. Met at different places. Soon, Nonso opened up to Kamsi and said, "My wife is giving me stress. We had a good relationship. Everything was good. We loved each other. But I don't really know. I don't know what suddenly happened to the sweet woman I married." Kamsi quickly jumped in. Nonso, are you sure you haven't lost your wife to another man? Nonso rose in defense of Chioma. "No, my wife is not like that. She's a faithful wife." Kamsi said, "Talk what you know. These days, if they are not talking to you, they are talking to someone else. Nature abhors vacuum. If she is not available to you, she is available to another man. Take it from me." Nonso went home, and the gap between him and his wife was widening at an alarming rate. Home had an atmosphere that was not welcoming at all. The next time Nonso and Kamsi met at a high-end restaurant, Kamsi said, "I want to check out for you if your wife cheats or not. I am a woman, so I know. Give me her picture and her phone number." Nonso was anxious to solve his marital problems. He gave Kamsi Chioma's photo and her phone number. Chioma's shop is doing really well, and she has employed 3 ladies to help run the shop. One evening, Kamsi convinced Chioma that they should go relax over a drink in one new hotel in town, an expensive hotel. They were eating and drinking. Chioma's shop manager called her on phone, and while she answered, Kamsi dropped some tasteless drug in Chioma's glass of malt and stout. That was it. Chioma ended the call and continued taking her drink. Soon she was drowsy. Kamsi quickly went and paid for a room in the hotel and gently led her friend Chioma to the room, laid her in bed, called the man she had arranged with, and he came into the room. Kamsi took the photos. He removed her clothes, covered her with the duvet, and put her head on his chest, and Kamsi took all the snapshots. She waited 2 days. and sent the photos to Nonso just before they met in a restaurant that evening. Nonso was mad. He shook. How? You mean that's what my wife has been doing? Kamsi said, I told you, I know the ways of women. When they start giving you attitude, check. They are smiling nicely with another guy. Then Kamsi threw in, are you even sure the 5 children are all yours? Also said, you have a point there. I cannot be sure with all this mess. Maybe she's been deceiving me all the while. She had the keys while she was working. Maybe some men were going in and out of her during that period. Oh God. Kamsi said, men ought to be wise and smart these days. You don't let a woman mess up your life with ease. Nonso held her close as he parked the car in front of the house he always believed she lived in, held her really close, and then kissed her and said, thank you. He got home boiling. He went into the room and saw Chioma lying down. He shouted at her and said, leave now, else I'll get the police to pick you up. Chioma was shocked. Sweetheart, what is it? Oginekwa? Nonso said, you have been messing around town and you are asking me what is what? Chioma fell on her knees begging. He showed her the photos. Chioma tried to explain. I went out with my best friend. I don't really know what happened. I didn't do anything. Nonso said, which best friend? Did you ever tell me of any best friend? Or the best friend is the man I caught you with? Get up now. That's how Chioma left with 5 children. Her shop became really useful for her to be able to pay school fees. She of course changed school for her kids. She put them in a far cheaper school to be able to cope with the fees. One day she came to her shop and found that her shop had been burgled and everything was stolen. Her workers were there shocked and crying. This was yet another blow on Chioma. How was she going to cope? One day she just got up and went to a poultry farm to become a distributor of eggs. Her children are older now, so when she gets orders that are around her neighborhood, her kids will go and do the supplies. One day a bike rider knocked her first son down and escaped. People who saw it happen picked him up and rushed him to the hospital immediately because he was bleeding profusely. He had a long stay at the hospital. Kamsi moved in with Nonso. Initially everything was beautiful and they each thought they were the best thing that happened to each other. But soon, Kamsi manifested herself. She would quarrel at everything. She started fighting with Nonso. She would accuse him. You womanizer, you cheat. Are you planning to cheat on me and throw me out the way you threw out your wife? Their fights were becoming more and more frequent. One day after a brief fight, Nonso was walking away and Kamsi picked a wooden pestle and hit his head. Blood filled everywhere. He fainted. The gateman heard the sound and ran in. He called the driver who rushed him to the hospital. He was there for many days. Kamsi was going to see him daily and pleading that he should forgive her. He was discharged and Kamsi was walking with him to the car when Chioma was walking out of the same hospital with her first son. Chioma shouted when she saw Kamsi. Ha! Kamsi! Nonso was taken aback that Chioma knew Kamsi. She quickly said, Kamsi, you took me to that hotel and I never saw you again. She pointed at her and said to Nonso, that's my best friend I told you about that took me to that hotel. Nonso pieced everything together and put Chioma to himself. Chioma was weeping. The reconciliation was fast and immediate. What a price to pay for lack of trust. Kamsi knew it was game up, game over for her, and she left the hospital immediately. She's still around town looking for which family she would scatter next. Wow, best friend indeed. Women, men, shall we learn to love and trust? Beware of friends to share your success stories with. Beware of best friends whose only intention is to spoil what you have. Please share your thoughts on this with us in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the story and benefited from it. Remember to share the video with your friends and family. Please subscribe to our channel, African Folktales ChinChin, if you haven't already done so, and click the bell icon in order to know when next we upload our very interesting video again. Till our next video, remain truly amazing. This is African Folktales ChinChin. Goodbye.